We'll do it from here.
Take your seat.
Okay. Welcome, everyone, and thank you for coming. First, let me express my appreciation to the Dixon chapter of the Solano County Taxpayers Association in sponsoring this forum. I'm here today to answer your questions and ensure that you know where I stand on Dixon's important issues. In doing this, I just want to impress upon you one word, and that word is service. Take notice that I am unattached regarding interest groups, cliques, or powers that be here in Dixon, and even while serving in Iraq, I did keep informed with the goings-on. Though upon returning and continuing to observe, I was rather beside myself with the appointments of elected positions. Concerning the economy, we face some tough decisions regarding budgetary issues. Quick fixes and a Band-Aid approach are not the long-term solutions for a prosperous future. Financial responsibility and strong leadership from the upper management, ensuring the judicious use of the people's money and resources will not reduce the pain involved, though will maintain the city's solvency, which should in no way impact the current services and functions our citizens demand and require. Prior to even considering tearing up various parts of town, the citizens should be asked of their interests. Is community as a whole going to benefit in the long term given the costs and grief some of these grandiose projects will bring, or are they being executed for the gain of a few specific groups or perhaps even someone's legacy? I think it is important to bring in meaningful long-term employment opportunities with well-established firms. It is not an excuse to unnecessarily maintain or increase our expenditures, but to balance our city's portfolio between retail, commercial, and industrial, stabilizing the city's income and relying less upon state and federal sources. While breathing room has been granted, we cannot forget our duty to completely investigate the problems and possible remedies involved with our wastewater treatment facility. Additionally, those currently using the system are paying for what is needed, and those wishing to build must understand that if they are to introduce more necessity, that they must be the ones to finance that requirement. Considering the obligation of the city to provide its residents with policing, fire protection, adequate streets, usable sidewalks, reasonable and fair ordinances, and homes free from flooding, seeing as we don't live in a flood zone, it is imperative that the city address the flooding of the South Almond and the core area. This more than 30-year-old issue only affects a small number of residents and has been conveniently forgotten or put off. Well, no more. There are plans, and the city needs to be forced to execute them instead of wasting money on other things like it has in recent years. One final item of public contention is zoning in the older southeast side of town. Forced multifamily in an area that contains some of the more historic homes not only seems incompatible, but against many of the wishes of the current homeowners. This just seems plain wrong. Keep in mind that no one person has all the answers. Perhaps by the end of this evening, you will have a clear view of which candidate you believe will best serve Dixon as your next elected council member. Thank you, stay informed, and remember to vote.
Thank you. Ms. Coppes? Coppes, I'm sorry.
Good evening. My name is Victoria Coppes. I'd like to start out by thanking the Dixon chapter of the Solano County Taxpayers Association for the opportunity to speak to the community. I have been a resident of Dixon for 9 years. I've been on the city council since October 2008. Before that, I was involved with city planning. I'm choosing to run because I care and I will make a difference. There are some major issues facing our city: the ongoing budget decision and the questions on the effect of public safety. Aging infrastructure has been plaguing our community and causes us to hold our breath every time it rains. The long fight of homeowners against commercial development in their backyards shows a need for careful planning. I can bring a fresh, unbiased perspective to these issues for Dixon's current and future generations. We have to break the cycle of what needs to be done and actually start getting things done. Stop stalling by studying the issue to death and move forward by making solid decisions and implementing them. I'm happy to be here tonight and looking forward to answering your questions and really listening to your concerns.
Thank you. Mr. Besnay.
Thank you. My name's Dane Besnay, and I'm running for city council again. Most of you know me, and I've sat up here and spoken to you before. And as I've done in the past forums, I don't make notes or prepare speeches to talk to you about what it is that I believe or think or what I will do for the city, because I don't need notes to tell you that. I believe in fiscal responsibility. I believe in representation of all facets of this city. And while it's been suggested that I am aligned with or favor certain aspects, and maybe because I live downtown, that I would favor those, that certainly is not true. I'm an independent thinker. I'm an attorney. I have other experience and qualifications that most of you know and will find out during the course of this campaign. I think it's important that you know that what we're trying to do now is to elect somebody who will serve the city, serve the citizens of this city, and everybody without affiliation, friendship, or bias, and I can do that. I've been an attorney, a trial attorney, for 29 years. I've lived here. Matter of fact, May 9th will be 30 years that I've lived in the city of Dixon. I've watched it grow, I've watched it change, I've watched the council do and not do things that I approve of and don't approve of. Many of the things that my opponents talk about, I agree with. However, I have a different perspective and I have a different level of education, commitment, and experience that I think you will find if you elect me, that will come to this dais and provide you with adequate, responsible, and reasonable representation. Thank you.
Thank you.